of A Natural Shift. And this is our weekly session with you guys. We love to come every Wednesday at 12:30 and just kind of break down a healthy topic, so to speak. This month is about detoxifying different areas of your life. And today we're going to really focus in on your beauty routine. This is a big one. I know I and Carrie as well get asked a lot of questions about what we use for things like skincare, deodorant, hair care. And we just wanted to give you a little bit of factual information, but then also tell you guys what some of our favorite products are. And hopefully that'll be helpful. So first, I always like to start off with a little facts, because if you don't know why this is important, then you're not going to make changes. So knowing the why behind the reason that you're doing something is super important to us. So a couple of statistics. The average American woman uses about 12 skincare and beauty products before she leaves the house every day. Well, a lot of these equal toxins, right? Because a lot of the things that we're putting on our skin, and sometimes not even knowing that we're doing this, is really causing harm to our body. And we'll get into in a moment a little bit about how these things can really disrupt our hormones and things such as that. But what happens when you put these things on your body, on your skin? We know, you've heard it lots of times, the skin is your largest organ in your body. So when we apply things to our skin, it goes directly into our bloodstream. And then what happens? The circulation, your blood circulating around, kind of propels those potential toxins out to every single cell in your body. And think about it, guys. This is so important. This is really a way that you can decrease your toxic load and really hopefully prevent some chronic health conditions as well. Now, what if when you applied your skincare products in the morning, this was a chance for you to nourish your cells with plant-based goodness? I mean, now, wouldn't that be a huge shift and just an amazing thing to do for your skin and for your body in general? Think about things like the soaps that you use, your facial wash, toners, moisturizers, hair care, makeup. That's another big one that we'll talk about in just a few minutes. What I want to do is just break down. I'm not going to go into great detail about every ingredient that you need to avoid, but I want to share a few things with you to really be on the lookout for, because not only are you guys becoming great label readers as far as your nutrition, looking at foods in the grocery store when you're shopping, you need to really become good label readers of the products that you put on your body. And this one, to me, can be even more a little bit overwhelming, versus even a food label, because there are so many chemicals and toxins. So the biggest things to look out for are parabens. That's a huge one. You've probably heard that word before, but these are known hormone disruptors, and they can actually mimic estrogen in your body. And so they can throw your hormones really off balance. So that's one that you always want to avoid, is parabens. The other thing the next thing is fragrance. When something says it has, quote, fragrance, I mean, what does that really even mean? There's actually no way to know what that is in your product unless it's a brand that you know and you trust. So that's another important point. Know where your products come from. It's just like knowing where your food comes from. Make sure that it's a very trustworthy company. And that's one of the reasons that we've chosen to partner with doTERRA, because they have such high integrity, such high testing and sourcing standards. So that's very important when you're looking for your products. The next thing is phthalates. Okay, these are often in nail polish. And you guys, I mean, most nail polish is toxic. I mean, let's just face it. I like to paint my nails. My nails are painted right now. I mean, let's be real, okay? The thing is, I mean, I foil my hair. I color my hair. I mean, I'm just being perfectly honest with you guys. There are some things that I am going to be exposed to some toxins, and it's a choice that I make. Yes, I could not paint my nails. Yes, I could not, foil my hair. But those are, two things that I choose to do, even though I know that there is some toxic exposure. Now, with foiling, it's not getting on your scalp and into your skin. So I do feel a little better, about that versus if I were putting so much, color on my hair, or on my scalp. And then when we talk about nail polish, we will give you some options of a little bit of a healthier alternative, but none of it's perfect, okay? But this is a good point that if we can just cut back in other areas and do the best we can in, say, the nail polish area, then we're decreasing our toxic load. We're never going to be rid of it completely just because of the world that we live in. But decreasing it is super important. So the phthalates in nail polish are, again, known hormone disruptors. So something to be very aware of. BHA, there is actually strong evidence that BHA is a known carcinogen and is a hormone disruptor. So that's one to really be on the lookout for. Heavy metals, and all of these that I've named are just a few. There are many more. I mean, the list could, go on and on and on. But these are the ones that I really want you to pay attention to when you're looking at your labels. And guys, this is really what we're going to go over in these different areas. We're going to break it down into skincare, body care, hair care, nails, makeup. We're going to go over all of that. But just maybe pick one area to start with. That's how it all starts. When I started looking, and I know Carrie probably feels the same way, when we started looking at what we were putting on our body in terms of our, beauty regimen, I didn't go out and just completely buy all new products in every single area right away. I made slow changes over time to incorporate these things and get rid of the bad stuff. If you try to do it all at once, it is going to be overwhelming. So pick one thing and start there. So Carrie's going to now start, and first we're going to talk about skincare and what some of our favorite skincare, mainly facial care products are.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. That was some great information. And you've definitely, excuse me, made us great label readers, like you said. You talk a lot about that, and I love that. So now I always turn over my label on a food product. But like you said, we just kind of get in those routines, and you'll do the same thing with beauty. And now it is kind of a little bit different with beauty products sometimes, because some products are necessary to make the integrity of, let's say, a skincare line or something like that. And you may not necessarily be able to know what they are, but if you go with a company that you trust, you don't have to sit there and research all of that stuff, right? You could actually put in every single ingredient from, let's just say, like a skincare, like a cleanser or something, in what's called the Skin Deep database. And that's a really great place to start. Like if you wanted to know what you're currently using and kind of how it is on the toxicity level, it's called, I think it's EWG.
Yes.
.org maybe. I need
yeah.
to but it's just a website that you go to, and you can look up a product and see, or you can put in each ingredient if the product isn't in there, and it'll give you a rating. So that's a great thing to do, just to kind of see if you're interested in that. Or you can just do like Julie said, look for these certain things in there, and if it's in there, that probably means that you might want to try to get something a little bit better. And sometimes you have to go in stages. It's just whatever you do, don't let this be overwhelming, because this is a really important part of the puzzle, right? We've talked about a lot of different things and ways that you can kind of allow your body to detox and not have all these different chemicals coming in all the time. This is a big one, because we do like to take care of ourselves as women. We like our skin to look good, and we want to wear makeup because it makes us feel pretty and all of these different things. And we're not saying give any of that up by any means. Like Julie said, you have to kind of pick, like, do you just really love to paint your nails? Like, I like to paint my nails because I just think it makes me feel prettier. I mean, I guess that's just something I have in my mind, but there's probably something for you like that just makes you feel pretty. And I think we need that, right? I don't necessarily think we should have to give that up, but just being a little bit more cognizant of it and seeing what kind of, your body always has a tipping point. So the cleaner that you get in other areas, you'll be able to see it'll feel right. Okay, I think I need to replace this. It didn't feel right to me, and maybe it makes me feel different, whatever it is, but you'll know. So I wanted to jump into skincare, like she said, was kind of the first place that we wanted to spend a little bit of time. And I do love taking care of my skin. I feel like it's one of the probably the easiest ways that we can really take care of ourselves, honestly, as far as our, I guess, appearance. Because, I mean, obviously our face is most of the time the first thing people see, and you just want to make sure you take care of it, especially as we get older. You think about wrinkles and all of these different things. So it is something that I have thought about more the older that I get. All right, so washing your face is something that, please always just do that, right? That's the first step. If you don't wash your face, start doing that with some product that you have at the house or whatever you want to start with. But that's really important that you wash the makeup off your face before you go to bed. But now what kind of chemicals are you maybe putting on your skin if you already do that you could possibly replace with a more natural product? And two, with a beauty routine, sometimes women feel like, oh, this product works really well, and I don't even know if I want to change because it works so well, and I just want good skin. I want you to know that it's not either or. You can have both. You can have non-toxic, and it still is very effective, whether that would be skincare or like makeup. I mean, all of these things, they make so many products now that are very high quality that have amazing and probably even better results than you were used to with the other. But you have to be willing to let go of one and trust that you're going to find what you're looking for in a much better way. So what I choose to use for skincare, and Julie can definitely speak if she used something different. I mean, everybody kind of probably uses their own thing, what works for them. But I love, like we said, that we partner with doTERRA, and they have so much of this already available. I mean, it makes life so simple, because when we need skincare, when we need body care, hair care, all of these things we can get from there. So, definitely do your research. But we have, and this is where we've landed, so that's why we're going to share this. But the Virage skincare system is one of the best, in my opinion. That's what I choose to use on my face at night and in the morning to cleanse, for sure. And they have a lot of different skincare lines that I like to pick and choose different things to use from. But I love to use their cleanser. I like to use also the newer system. Is it called the Essential? I forgot what the name of it is. Julie, do you remember?
No, but I will look, because I always get that back.
I know. I'm like, it's the original one. That's what I always want to say. But
I'll let you know.
They actually just redid it, and it's a lot better. I don't know what all they changed, to be honest. I know they upgraded some of the ingredients. They took some ingredients out that were questionable, maybe, that they could kind of upgrade to make safer and more effective. So they have come out also with like new eye creams and all of these different things that just, I mean, you won't find, honestly, a better skincare line. So there's something for everybody, really, that doTERRA has to offer. So Virage would be for somebody that, overall, I would say it's for combination skin, and it's called anti-aging. So it doesn't really matter what age you are, right? You're already kind of thinking about that, but that's what it's labeled as. And then what I'm calling the original skincare line is really, again, for combination skin for anybody. My husband likes to use their cleanser, and they have a really great hydrating cream, eye cream. So that's a larger line, I would say. And then the HD Clear line is for acne-prone skin. So kind of something for everyone. And you can also just kind of mix and match, so you don't have to use just one system. So that's what I love to use.
It's called the Essential Skincare line.
Okay. I thought it was something essential. So yeah, that's what I'm calling the original, if you want to look that up. And a lot of these are way cheaper if you buy them together as well. So just wanted to mention that. So oil cleansing is another thing that I like to do. I usually do this in the morning when I'm in the shower, and it's a great way to just provide balance to your skin. And even if you feel like your skin is oily and you're like, I'm putting more oil on, it definitely allows your oil, the oil of your skin, to just kind of come through, and so you don't overproduce or underproduce. It really helps to balance out your skin. So it may seem counterintuitive to put oil on oily skin, but it really does help to kind of decrease the rate and really normalize the rate of oil that your skin naturally produces. So I love to use that in the morning. And then at night, I'll definitely do a little bit more, I guess, of beauty serum per se. I actually did a video on this It changes a little bit, but I love to use rose essential oil and blue tansy and immortal. Those are all awesome for the skin. So without going too much in depth, that there's definitely a ton that's so just soothing to your skin that you could use that's all natural. So,
I want to mention one thing. On our website, naturalshift.com, we do have a DIY recipe for an oil cleansing recipe, and then also the beauty serum recipe. And for the beauty serum, like Carrie said, there are so many great oils for this. We're just naming a few of them. But on the website, you'll find that in the beauty serum recipe that we posted, that's the one that I personally use. And I had pretty bad melasma on my skin and or on the sides of my face here mainly, and kind of like right here. And it has really, it's almost completely gone. And I really attribute it to that beauty serum because I was doing everything else the same until I decided to make that beauty serum. I get a lot of questions about melasma, so I did want to point that out. So feel free to check that out. Super easy to make on your own. You may even have all of the oils that we use in it already.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because I don't personally use that. So that's a great testimony. And honestly, I remember when you would try like different creams before we kind of got introduced to doTERRA and all of these things and get really frustrated that your skin did not look the way that you wanted to. So that's kind of just a testimony when you don't give it exactly what it needs, it kind of tells you, right? You can definitely see that coming through, and that just goes back to what you eat and all of that plays a part in that. So you've got a great testimony with skin health because yours looks amazing.
Well, thank you. But, I used to have adult acne. I did not have acne as, a teenager, like kind of typical. I had adult acne, and I would be so afraid, like Carrie said, to put any oil on my skin. In fact, I would just dry my skin out so much. I would go and get peels on my face, microdermabrasion, that kind of thing. Just anything I could do to try and prevent the breakout, and it would not help. It would maybe help a little bit, but it never really cleared it up until I started really nourishing my skin and using things like coconut oil and just some simple essential oils at first, things like lavender and frankincense, just things like that. And then I saw a huge difference in my skin, and I have not had adult acne since then. And that's been about 5 years.
I know. Wow. That's a great testimony because I think a lot of people struggle with that. And two, you see people that are the same age as you maybe that don't take care of their skin. You can tell, like you can start to tell, obviously the older that we get, our natural oils don't produce as much or they get thrown off or our hormones are off. You can tell if somebody doesn't take care of their self or if they do. So if you want better skin, you've got to take care of yourself. And this is one way that you can do that. Okay, so next is kind of the rest of our skin, I guess, the body care. So our skin is our largest organ. And so that, obviously, our face is just a small part of that. So what do we do for the rest of our body? Julie mentioned a great thing that you can do to take care of your skin is dry brushing. But what do you put on maybe after that? And how do you, you've got this great canvas, so how do you use that to your advantage? I love using doTERRA's unscented body lotion, and you can put essential oils into that. And it really, for me, it kind of creates like it's a pleasant experience versus just putting on regular lotion, I guess, because you get the aromatic benefits, and it's just a time to take care of yourself. And so I remember Julie said I think it was last week, that she just didn't have time. She felt like she didn't have time to put on lotion, and I feel like that a lot too. But I did not try to slow down and think, okay, I'm taking care of myself. I'm just, I'm going to make this more special, whatever it takes, right? So I love to add, I added Balance the other day, and it was great because I got the kind of aromatic benefits from that. A lot of times I'll add Slim and Sassy to my unscented lotion because it really helps with cellulite, and it can help with varicose veins as well. And just to kind of detoxify your skin, it can definitely help with that. So I love to use either one of those, and there's tons of different things if that's not your scent or you want to use something else. That's what's great about getting the unscented. And obviously, soaps and different things like that, anything that's used all over your body, I would just think about it. Just start thinking about it more. We're not saying throw everything out like Julie mentioned earlier. That's not what we're saying, but just to make you aware that all of those things do add up, and what little changes can you make. Next time your soap runs out, maybe you can get, if you're a member with doTERRA, you can add that onto your LRP, or you can just look for more natural soap at the store, right? You can just make the choices that you have available. Just try to make the best one that you can.
Carrie, I just wanted to mention one thing before you move on. You'll notice, and those of you who already use some of these natural products, you will notice it's kind of like when you eliminate things like candles and like plug-ins and things, and then you come in contact with those, you literally can tell just from breathing them in that you almost feel sick. So just recently I had ran out of my soap, my doTERRA bar soap. I like the Serenity soap, and so that's what we all use. And I was just waiting for my order to get here. I was just going to use some of the body bath gel, instead. Well, of course, my husband goes out and buys this soap. Oh my gosh, y'all, he brought it in the house and sat it on the counter. I thought I was going to literally be sick. I immediately got a headache. I felt nauseous. I was like, why did you bring that in the house? I had to feel it. Like, it was so bad. And I just kept thinking, oh my goodness, that just really opens my eyes to the toxins that we breathe in, that, now that I've eliminated those and have not been used to those, immediately when I come in contact with it, I felt that way. And I thought, oh my goodness, think about what things are doing to your body over time. So anyway, my bad. I ordered 6 bars after that.
Ready to begin, right? It's hilarious. And then my daughter put on some sort of hand sanitizer, and I had a headache for hours. I was like, don't do that again, please. Go wash your hands. And it didn't come off. It's like stuck. So anyway, yes, you'll definitely be able to tell a difference. And anytime you come in contact with people that have perfume on that's really strong, always headache for that. So not necessarily because you want to have more headaches, but you just see the toxic effects that come with fragrance, especially. All right, so hair care. I definitely take care of my hair different now than I used to, and I can tell a huge difference in that. And the first thing that I did was just swap over my shampoo and conditioner. I started using doTERRA's, and just simply, honestly, because I knew that it would have good ingredients and that it was really easy to order because I could just order it with everything else. So I started using it, and literally it changed my hair. Like, I used to have to straighten it all the time. I used to have to wash it a lot more. It was not as shiny. It didn't grow as fast. It was more frizzy. All of these things from simply just switching over to using that shampoo and conditioner. So it just really nourishes your hair. It makes it soft. I love using it. My whole family uses it. But now I don't have to wash my hair as much. So it doesn't take as much time either to get ready, which is amazing, right? Literally, I only wash my hair 1 day a week, which may sound nuts. And I remember Julie her hair used to be really oily. And so I'd be like, I think I'm just not going to wash my hair today. She's like, that is not an option for me. You just don't understand. And so now she does the same thing. And it's just amazing when you let the oil, just like with the oil in your skin can normalize, so can the oil in your hair. And when we wash our hair and strip it of oil, your body feels like it needs to produce more and more and more. And so that's why it gets your either skin gets oily or your hair gets excessively oily. And we used to make fun like that it would just drip off like it was so much oil. But now it's just a ton better just because we kind of let our bodies regulate that. And I cannot tell you how much easier it is as a mom that I don't have to wash and dry my hair every day. I don't even want to do it 1 day a week. But definitely has made my hair completely different just because of, like I said, changing that one thing. So when I do wash my hair, I love to also use the root to tip serum that doTERRA has. It's super moisturizing to my hair, and it also helps with flyaways and just frizziness. And it's very nourishing. It helps with split ends and just to kind of keep your hair shiny and healthy. So I like to do a couple pumps in my hand and then put it on my wet hair and then blow dry it as normal. And I don't have to straighten it anymore and blow dry straight. It's awesome. I just remember thinking it took forever to do my hair because I'd have to dry it and then straighten it. And I never wanted to do that because I'd have broken pieces all the time. So my hair is much healthier now because I just try to take care of it better and give it better products to put on it. So I would encourage you to look at that area as well. And my daughter's hair is the hairdresser that we go to actually commented that she has an adult-like hair. I guess some kids just have that quicker. She's 5. So I ended up putting some of the root to tip on hers now whenever I'd wash it. And it's made a huge difference. So if you feel like your hair is just kind of dry and brittle and the split ends show and get bad quick, I would just encourage you to maybe add that in and see how your hair likes it. And then DIY dry shampoo is a absolute lifesaver. If you only wash your hair once a week, you definitely are going to have some kind of dry shampoo. So yeah, I probably use this about every day. Definitely probably after post-wash day 2, I'll start using it every day. And it's on our website. It's super easy to make. I think 2 ingredients, 3 if you have dark hair. You can add some cocoa powder in there. But I thought you were going to say something. Sorry. But yeah, it's very easy to make, and don't go out and buy that. It's just, there's no reason to. So it just soaks up the oil and helps to make your hair look like you just washed it, but you can. Okay, lastly, deodorant. This is one thing that you hear a lot about. Conventional deodorants are not good for you, so you want to kind of make the switch, or you've at least heard of that probably with the aluminum, and it's actually been linked to breast cancer. So I just remember there was a point where I was like, all right, I'm going to make the switch, and I'm not going back. So that for me is how I have to do it, especially with something like deodorant, which can be a sort of trial and error thing. And I had heard that, and it may be kind of a not an easy transition, I guess, sometimes, but I was just committed. So I was like, I'm not using the regular kind again. So I would just encourage you maybe with something like that to just make the switch and don't look back kind of thing. And deodorant is something that you may have to kind of see what works for you. And you can definitely use oils only. Some people only use essential oils and they'll just put them directly under their arm. And it really, all you're doing is helping to decrease the bacteria and helping with the odor. Because if you don't want to put an antiperspirant on, because that's actually blocking the toxins from being released from your body. So you don't want to do that. And your sweat glands will regulate themselves, just like the oil, the sebum and all that really starts to regulate itself and balance. So will your sweat glands. So if you're like, because I used to sweat a lot and I would get stains under my arms, and I mean, I know that's nasty, but it's real life. So I was really worried about, is that going to happen? And it did probably happen a little bit at first, but it really regulated quickly when you kind of detox from all of the metals and things that are in deodorants that your body's used to. And now I don't sweat that much. I usually don't have a problem with odor at all unless I kind of veer off my diet. That's the biggest thing that I can tell. If I eat really clean, I really don't even need deodorant. But if I don't, I can definitely start to tell by way of smell. So I find that using the Immortal blend is what works best for me. And yes, if you know how much Immortal costs, you might think that's the most expensive deodorant ever. But it only takes a little bit, and I already have it there because I use it on my skin, my face. So I love to use that. We have a DIY one on our website that's really easy to make that you can try to use that. doTERRA has one. I would just recommend you try a couple and see what works best for you. And sometimes one might work better than the other. So having them both on hand is a really great idea too. I kind of go back and forth sometimes. So I hope that was just some good information, just food for thought. If this is completely a new idea to you, you kind of have used the same products forever and you're like, I'm not changing. Just think, just open your mind and think to maybe, kind of what things are you bringing into your house and what are you putting on your skin, and maybe make a few small changes whenever your products run out. That would be what I would suggest, and don't get overwhelmed whatever you do. So next, Julie's going to tell us about nail polish.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that I wanted to mention as far as the deodorant, with the deodorant, I like to actually rotate. I like to keep a couple of different ones, and I find that it works best if I do rotate them. So that's just kind of another FYI. Right. So nails, as we mentioned earlier, I'm like Carrie. I love to paint my nails. You probably won't see me very often without painted nails because I do love to paint my nails. Now I'm actually in this little bit of a battle right now with my daughter because she wants, the acrylic nails that you get at the salon, or she wants gel nails or whatever. And I'm like,
you need to have a talk with her.
Oh my goodness! Oh, it's a daily. It's because I know if like a friend or two has them, then all the kids want them. But that's one thing that I'm stand firm on right now. Anyway, hopefully she won't wear me down. No, I'm kidding. But,
we're gonna have to be looking at Chloe's nails to see who wins this.
I know, seriously. But I've told her, we can paint your nails, but that's one thing. I try to explain to her, if we put those on, and I'm not knocking anybody who does that. Again, these are all personal choices. Maybe that's like one thing that you're like, this is what I want. I love this. I'm going to cut down on these other areas. And that's okay, just like we talked about at the beginning. But as far as, for me, I told her, I said, we're not going to put something on our nails that, number one, is not good for them, but that you have to then go and soak your hands in acetone to get it off. Like, no, we're not doing that, So I tried to explain to her why that was important and why we wanted to avoid that. But I do obviously allow her to paint her nails just like I do mine. There are a couple of brands that I like that I have several different colors in. One is called Karma Organics, and you can buy these online. I don't know of anywhere local to us anyway that you can purchase these, but Karma Organics is one, and Butter London is another one. I do like both of those. Also, Pacifica, was that the other brand, Carrie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't that one, but I have the Karma Organics and the Butter London. And if you look these up on the EWG that Carrie was talking about, that stands for Environmental Working Group, and that's where the site that she was referring to, that you can put in some of these products, or you could type in the ingredients. They're not 100% clean. I'm just saying, like, they're a little less toxic, but I mean, we're talking about nail polish here. So it's not like it's completely toxin free. So I just want to, make that clear. It is a choice that you make. But those are some cleaner brands, let's say. And then the last area that we wanted to just hit on quickly is makeup. I get a lot of questions about, what's a good non-toxic makeup? And this is kind of like food. I've tried a ton of different brands because I want to find one not only that has, less toxins, but I'm not going to use it if it doesn't make my skin look good, or if the color doesn't look good, or if I don't like the way it looks, then, I'm not going to use it just because it's non-toxic. So a couple of brands, Ilia is one. I think, Carrie, you use that one. Don't use some of that.
I'm like you. I kind of switch back and forth.
So that one's, pretty lower on the toxic load. Tarte is another one. Some of their products vary. Some of them are lower on the toxic load, and some of them, are probably in the medium range. So again, informing yourself, looking on that website we mentioned. And then Gabriel is another one. That one's pretty low on the toxic load. Now, my favorite, as of so far, my favorite foundation is one called Derma Blend. And this one is actually pretty low. I think it's a 2 or a 3 on the scale, which is pretty low. It's called Derma Blend. And you can actually buy that one at Ulta and at Sephora. So FYI, you can get those local. The rest of these, well, Tarte, you can buy there also. The rest of those you have to purchase online. And that's the hard thing about purchasing things like that online. You can't put it on, see the color. So that does make it a little bit difficult. But if you go into a store such as Ulta or Sephora or something like that, what I usually do is ask the people that work there. I ask them every time I go just to see if I get a different response. So what brands or what lines of makeup, have the lowest toxins and chemicals? And I just want to see what they say. And then I'll go over, I'll look at that brand, and then I'll just start looking at the labels. But what I also do is I'll take out my phone, and I have an app on my phone called Think Dirty. And it is an app that is basically linked to that Environmental Working group that we talked about, the EWG, and you can scan the product's barcode, and some of them are in there, in their database, and some are not. But you can scan it, and it'll tell you clean or dirty it is. So that's a really great tool to have right there on your phone as you're looking through some of these products. It can kind of help you out with, with choosing what you want to use. So as we've mentioned, all of these different areas, I just want to encourage you guys, like I said before, pick one area. Maybe you want to first work on your skincare, or maybe you go and get acrylic nails, and you've been thinking that you like to paint your nails, but you want to, stop using the acrylic nails and just paint your own nails, and you want to get, one of those cleaner brands of nail polish. Just pick one thing. Don't make it overwhelming, because you'll never stick with it if it's overwhelming to you. And if you have any, specific makeup brand that you love that is low on the toxic load, nail polish, any of that, we'd love for you to share that with us. We all learn from each other. That's how, other than, researching on my own, some of these brands are how I've learned, just by seeing people post things that they liked the product and that it was low in toxins, and then I would do the research from there. So just share with us. We would love to hear from you guys. And as always, if there is a specific topic that you want to hear more about, please let us know. Next week, we'll be back at the same time at 12:30 on Wednesday, and we will be talking about oils and natural supplements that help to detoxify our body. So it'll be the last one in this series of kind of detoxifying our life, so to speak. And then February, we'll start with something new. So if you have a topic you'd like to see, then please let us know. And until then, you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.